Do you know where your kids are? Probably not in our playground based on the insect movie no one went to see. Not since the cholera outbreak, anyway. This is your Horizon Hub. Let's start the announcements with a look at today's Team Cafeteria menu. Sponsored this week by Golden Corral, the Titan location, not the Neptune location. They have ants. Today's menu. Big rolls. Really big rolls. We think it's stew, maybe. Stew. Barbecue ribs. Barbecue ribs, no sauce. Barbecue ribs, no ribs. Only sauce. Real grilled cheese. Regular grilled cheese. Butter. Not on food. That's not what it's for. Chili. And as always, please remember to wear proper hazard suit gloves while handling Horizon Hub chili. Great news from the Wild Adventures Resort. Let's all welcome the newest member of our Horizon Hub Safari Trek team, Baby Gibson. Gibson was born just yesterday in our very own Umber Ravager enclosure. For those of you unfamiliar with our Umber Ravagers, Wild Adventures wildlife handlers have prepared a few fun facts. Umber Ravagers are found in the tallest mountains on the planet Bulgos and are used to extremely hostile environments which our engineers have replicated to the smallest detail, from the dry, rocky ground to the yummy bits of ash floating in the air. Ravagers subsist primarily on precious minerals, particularly in crystalline formations. Their strong beaks are capable of grounding down something as hard as diamond in seconds. However, in their larval stages, they are carnivorous and gorge themselves on anything that moves until they're ready to enter their pupa stage. Our wildlife handlers wish to assure everyone that a truck packed with tourists full of greasy food and sugar will in no way appear appetizing to a baby Ravager, but drivers have been instructed on how best to floor it through the Ravager enclosure until further notice. It's such a shame it'll be so hard for guests to get good pictures of Gibson, 'cause this little beady guy is the cutest. Look at this little bun. What a sweet little endoskeleton and mandibles. This is some exciting news. For the first time ever, Horizon Hub's water parks and water attractions will now have a completely safe additive in the water. Now, before anyone gets nervous, I did just say it is completely safe, even to drink. However, this additive will allow our fluid-based guests to finally enjoy our water attractions. No need for any guests to worry about drains or dissolving, ever. And may I add, it's about time. Horizon Hub has been disenfranchising such guests for far too long. Our CEO had this to say when asked to make a statement. Everyone wet. Everyone. The marketing department assures us this is somehow a relevant statement, and they'll fix it in post for any promotional material. We all certainly hope so. Plans to ambush the wormhole experience went awry yesterday when the attraction exported riders in the Shutterbug photography booth in Silver Screen Land instead of in Mystery Canyons, the location maintenance previously predicted the ride would appear in. Guests exiting the wormhole experience overwhelmed the Shutterbug booth with requests to purchase candid pictures taken during the attraction's ride time. Should the wormhole experience appear in your work location before maintenance can successfully catch it, please inform guests that this attraction has not had candid ride photography, since it was confirmed that all pictures taken during the wormhole experience show nothing but a thick gray fog populated by shadowy faces with wide open mouths trapped in eternal torment. There have been concerns brought up by our team members working the Child Service Center. The Child Service Center is there only to help take care of children that have lost their parties, to provide a safe and comforting place for them to rest and remain calm. It is not an adoption center for unclaimed children. Not that this message is for anyone specific. Angela, Angela Gutierrez, please stop trying to adopt children from the service center. The Patel family wants little Arjan back. Is that clear, Angela Gutierrez? Thanks in advance. Team members working in the Hocus Pocus Magic Emporium, particularly the male ones, have brought up some complaints. While we can't control the actions of our guests, it has come to management's attention that there are team members joining in the crowds that gather in front of the Hocus Pocus Magic Emporium and ogle the male sales associates. Sales associate and magician Devin Fielding says, "We're all getting pretty uncomfortable. I mean, this isn't how magic works. I mean, catcalling? Really? How are we supposed to have our breaks with all this? We just don't feel safe anymore." They do have some solid points there, ladies and gentlemen. Remember our rules for sensitivity in the workplace, everyone? But as a personal aside, I went to check this out for myself, and I do have to say, Hocus Pocus gents, I think you're taking things a little too seriously. Those girls and guys are just complimenting you. If no one is supposed to appreciate you magicians, then maybe your uniforms shouldn't be slacks, spats, long sleeve shirts, and waistcoats? Whew. I'm ready to volunteer for your act anytime, if you know what I mean. This is a message from the Little Dipper's costume department. To the team member who parked a hearse with a flaming skull paint job converted into a short-range starship in front of the building. There's nothing wrong with your ship. We just all want to give you a verbal high five. 3 weeks have passed and there is still no sign of the missing bags of chili. The situation is now classified by HorizonHub management as concerning. Mom reported that she is afraid the chili may have fallen into the wrong hands. When asked what she meant by that vague and somewhat alarming possibility, she clarified with, "I can't speculate on what I meant at this time. It's just too scary to think about. I mean, every time I start to think about it, I put my hands over my ears and say, la 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 la, until I'm thinking about, I don't know, pictures of cats or something." This is distressing, team members. Apparently, the wild birds have gone above just making a racket and a huge mess, but have in fact formed gangs. Wild Adventures Park expert Talik Alafrey explains. "Well, we have been telling guests and team members to stop feeding the birds for as long as the park has been open. It causes behavioral changes and makes many species more aggressive. It was never a question of if the birds would become aware enough to divide up turf and start freestyling on street corners, but when." Wild Adventures experts urge team members to discourage guests from inciting the birds in any way, suggesting perhaps they instead stare at the ground uncomfortably and hold any valuables closer to them. They are also currently researching park areas to determine what colors should and should not be worn where. For example, the Beachy Keen Hotel is now flamingo turf, and we recommend pink clothing during your stay, not red clothing like those cardinal posers are wearing. More on this when we have it. The team member preview for our new fireworks spectacular is scheduled for next Wednesday, while the theme park is in night mode. The new show is themed around our popular children's story, Biancabella and the Snake. Don't miss the highlight of the performance, 4 pillars of flame showcasing projections of the stepmother's fiery demise, set to music by classic film composer Jason Derulo. Thanks to recent changes in procedure, The Team Cafeteria has cut dishwashing expenses by 45%. Cafeteria staff has sent along a note mentioning how pleased they are with our smooth transition from the use of plastic cups to handheld dispensers that spray beverages directly into your mouths. We appreciate your flexibility, and we're very impressed you can flex your necks so far backwards. This is a reminder to our ticket sellers. There are some additional charges in the case of sentient nanotech colonies purchasing day tickets and season passes. While groupings of less than 100,000 pay regular price, any colony over this size will have a 5.02% surcharge added per 100,000 groupings. They will not be considered more than one guest, and thus won't be expected to purchase a full second pass, but the charge is necessary considering the space they take up on attractions. Ticketing and Main Gate Supervisor Julieta Castillo explains, and don't let them try to shortchange you either. They might try to play off that they're a group of 100,000, but I think we can all tell the difference between 100,000 and 100,001. As if it's not obvious, am I right? Team members in the Old West Village. The smoking section has been moved again from behind the Spittoon Saloon to a designated area left of the exit for Brown Bunny's Big Adventure. Management wishes to thank all Old West team members for their patience, as this is the third time this week the smoking section has been moved. Customer Service Coordinator Timothy Rhodes has this to say, "We just can't seem to figure out where to stick these things so the non-smokers won't complain. I mean, we all know secondhand smoke is bad, and we have to respond to health concerns. Customer service can only handle being called child killers so many times before we start taking up smoking ourselves. We know shuffling around folks who are liable to strangle someone if they can't smoke while on vacation in a high-noise, high-stress, and financially constricting environment might get a little tricky, but we're counting on everyone to make this transition a painless one. To make it easier to remember this time, we've set up signs, not just with the smoking symbol, but also with a few skulls and crossbones. Thanks, Tim. That should make it loads easier for everyone." The Team Outlet Store would like to remind all of us that bikini season is almost here. As we all know, that's the time of year when the weather machines are on the sun setting for a full 12 hours every 28-hour period, and the Valerie Varmint Singing Review is playing the seasonal summer vacation version. Anyway, that's also the time of our planetoid revolution when team members like to kick back on the beach with a Mai Tai and a new pair of sunglasses. Our maintenance staff regularly finds personal items at the bottom of some of our more exciting attractions. These personal effects are sent to Lost and Found, and then if no one claims them, are transferred to us for sale according to HorizonHub policy. We know everyone has seen the bin of sunglasses by the front door, and team members have probably noticed our supply is a little low right now. Right, operators? We need your help. A tiny increase in speed never hurt anybody. Now, we're not asking you to make the rides more dangerous per se, but if the Joy to All Nations boat ride was a little faster, maybe a couple of kilometers per hour faster, would anyone really notice? Maybe they would even be grateful.
Horizon Hub is an Ever Tomorrow production, written by Georgia Ball and Jesse Lynn Jones, narrated by Jesse Lynn Jones, and produced by Georgia Ball. Music by freemusicarchive.org. Got comments or questions? Email us at georgia@evertomorrow.com or follow us on Twitter @evertomorrow.